Hi Aquarius, welcome to your reading for September 2024. How are you doing, Aquarius? How was your August? As you probably know, we had Mercury retrograde for most of August, so I don't really have much that usually happens to me during those times, to be honest with you. I had a few minor technical glitches. Usually I don't even have that, to be honest. I have had stories from other people around me where they've said they had major technical glitches that were just constant. I've had people tell stories of arguments, disagreements for themselves and their neighbours and people at work and stuff. I've had one person who had someone come back from the past that they haven't communicated with in nearly a couple of decades. So, yeah, those are the kind of things that can come up. How about you? Did you experience any of that? Feel free to share. But we're going to get on with your reading today. So, these are the decks I'll be using. We're going to start off with a message from the Witch's Wisdom today. Oh, I did your meditation, pre-reading meditation, and yours was pretty quick and simple today. Some of them were intense and a lot. Yours was simple. Basically, I just saw someone trekking through the jungle, and it just felt like they were, I don't even know if I want to say journeying. It could be journeying, but I saw them going through and it was thick jungle. I saw them cross a stream. Yeah, they crossed a stream, and it just basically looks like they were just learning the skills that they need to survive in the jungle. So they were they got fruits, like tropical fruits and stuff, and they were kind of figuring out what's safe to eat, what's not safe to eat. So just basically honing their skills or learning the skills needed to survive in the jungle. So yeah, that's what I saw for that. Let's get your card out first of all from the Witch's Wisdom. See if that meditation connects, because sometimes the meditation is just something separate altogether, and then other times it really does connect with the message. But let's see, that was really fast. You have Moon Cycles. Who else got this? Can't remember who got this now. Could have been Aries actually. Let's get the tarot cards out and then I'll look in the book for you to see what else comes up. So for Aquarius, Sun, Moon and Rising for September 2024, what do we need to know, please? I will take these two. We have Death and the High Priestess. That's intense, to be frank. Oh, you've got the Moon. Both of these cards are connected. Well, there's a connection to the Moon. Obviously, you've got a massive ass moon in here. Huge moon there. And death cycles. You know, death is death and rebirth. We have the High Priestess, which is connected to Pisces. It is connected to Pisces, but there is that kind of moon energy about it as well, that mystery, that kind of thing. I feel like there's a connection to Cancer as well with the High Priestess, but I think there is usually Pisces. Might be that the planet it's connected to is the moon. And probably Neptune as well. But anyway, let's get the rest of the cards out. So we've got the Nine of Cups. Page of Cups. See, there's a moon in all of these. I think we've got a new moon on. My calendar is across the room and I can't see it very well. I think it might be, oh, actually no, I'm still on August, I'm not in September yet. I think there is a new moon coming up very soon though. If you just bear with me, I'll pause and check that, because with so many moons coming up, it might be very relevant. Okay, Aquarius, so I'm looking at the September part. We do have a new moon in Virgo on the 3rd of September, but on the 18th of September, there's a full moon in Pisces. Yeah, full moon in Pisces on the 18th of September in the UK. That's the date. It's a super moon, and there's also a partial lunar eclipse on that same date as well. So that could be a very specific, relevant time for you, especially with me talking about the feeling like there's a connection between the moon and the High Priestess, when the High Priestess is usually a Piscean card as well. So that could be very relevant for you. Let's get the rest of the cards out. We've got the Judgment card on the bottom of the deck as well. But let's continue. Right, I don't know when that flipped, so I'm not going to take it. We've got the Hanged Man and one more. And we get two more, of course, we get two more. Look, there's that moon symbol. That moon symbol matches that one there as well. The Ace of Cups with the Six of Cups as well. Okay, so let's look in the book first of all and see what comes up from that, and then we'll look at the rest of the cards. So the Moon card says, after an arduous journey, okay, after I'd said about journeying through the, well, the possibility of journeying through the jungle. Wasn't sure, but it looked like survival skills. After an arduous journey, Moon appears to indicate that you are coming to the end of a phase. Cycles begin and begin again, but in a new form. Patterns repeat until the lessons have been fully understood and learned. As you step into this new phase, be expectant and full of anticipation, for you will not wish to go over old ground again. New opportunities await, so be vigilant. Outcomes lie in your hands. Call down the moon as she embraces you in her soft, luminous glow. Bathe under the pure, feminine, and restorative energy she immerses you with. Recharge your working crystals under her full presence and go sky-clad in honor of the triple goddess who watches over you as the moon rules your emotions. Never forget that she also lives within you as you work in conjunction with her phases, honoring at all times your new, full, and dark aspects of maiden, mother, and crone. And the witch's foresight says, open up to your receptive feminine side. Your emotions are ruled by the moon phases. Harness the moon's energy and understand her phases for your magical work. Work in conjunction with the triple goddess. So obviously we've got a big thing to do with emotions. Well, with the Ace of Cups, a lot of them actually, Ace of Cups, Nine of Cups, and the Page of Cups, there is a big connection to emotions. Probably the Ace of Cups is the biggest one, but both of these connect to that as well. It mentioned about going into a new phase. I think it mentioned you would have learned from the previous phase and you don't want to have to go over those same lessons again. With the Death card, it's going into it is a card of death and rebirth. So leaving something old and starting something new. You've got the High Priestess there, so that could indicate that you have gained wisdom and you're now ready to take that into a new phase. I mean, obviously I said it's learning, someone looked like they were learning survival skills in the jungle. Maybe you feel like you've learned some sort of wisdom or survival skills in the jungle of life or in the jungle of spirituality, whatever it is, and you're ready to go into the next phase now, into the next cycle. The Hanged Man is a card of spiritual development as well, or it can be a card of spiritual development as well. So let's get clarifying and see what else comes up for these cards. I just want to have one more look overall. It's possible with the mention of emotion so much that you may have learned something regarding emotions, whether it's yours, others, both together. There may have been some deep learning about emotions. This is a Piscean card as well, isn't it? And actually the Page of Cups is closely, that Pisces, that full moon in Pisces could really be big for you. Look how many fish there are as well. And fish did come up in the meditation, but it was more like eating, catching fish to eat. Like one of the things that was in the to eat in the jungle is the fish in that stream. Yeah, fish there, fish there. There's usually fish in the, oh crap, I did see dolphins as well. Before the, I don't know if that is dolphins in the background. I don't know if you can see that. I did see dolphins before the initial meditation, but when I do the meditations, all sorts of random shit comes in and I kind of have to decide. I have to try and make sense of things. Well, I probably shouldn't try and make sense of things, but it's hard to make sense of things when you get a bunch of random shit coming in. So when I'm saying what I saw in the meditations, I'll usually at the time only remember what the main thing was that I saw, the main, I don't know, like as I said, I saw someone walking through the jungle and all that connected. And if there's any other random shit, to be honest, a lot of the time I won't remember it until I get a hint like that, like seeing that's, I mean, I don't even know if it is dolphins, but it's reminded me of dolphins, that I saw dolphins in the beginning. But it is a lot to remember sometimes, and it comes through so quickly as well that I can't remember every single thing unless I get like a reminder of it. But yeah, there were dolphins and there were fish as well. But yeah, this is a Piscean connection to Pisces. There. I'm not sure in terms of astrology with what the Nine of Cups and Ace of Cups are without checking, and the Six of Cups. There's a lot of bloody cups here, isn't there? So emotions could be big. Anyway, let's get clarifying this. So High Priestess and Death. Yep, High Priestess and Death. I was just checking if there was anything else in general that I wanted to see. You gonna take all of those? Yep, okay. So we've got the Ten of Wands. We have the Temperance card, Eight of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, Eight of Cups. All right, so someone could very well be leaving some burdens behind. If you've been through a period where, well, one of the things that comes up, if you've been through a period where you've been really busy and you've had a lot to deal with, you could be coming into a phase now where you're kind of leaving that behind and it's time for a different cycle, something different. I mean, you've got a card there. Ten of Wands is a card of burdens. Eight of Pentacles, it can represent that you were busy and doing a lot, but it can also represent that you were very focused and you learned a lot from that past cycle, and now you're just ready. You've mastered that, and now you're ready to go into the next cycle and leave the old behind. So you've got a massive ass moon in that one as well. Is this a moon? It looks more like a different planet actually, but I think it is the moon. Not certain about that actually, but that's definitely the moon in that one. This would be what planet? You know what? I'm not even going to guess. Yeah, I'm not going to guess because I'm not great with the planets in the cards. But yeah, so it's obviously going on to the next phase. You probably learned a lot, and I would say something about emotions. Temperance can be connected to the emotions as well in terms of moderating the emotions, I would say, and balancing the emotions. Could have been some sort of healing that you've had, or you could have provided for others in the last cycle, but it's like moving on from that now. It's like you've gotten everything you needed to from that cycle. So I would say you've definitely gained your wisdom from the previous cycle. Let's look at the next one, the wisdom that you needed to carry you forward. Nine of Cups is past energies. So as a past energy for the Nine of Cups, which way? Up. Okay. Ace of Wands. Right, it looks like the past cycle was successful. Whatever success means to you, there was something successful about it. Look at all these cards. I mean, it's the Nine of Cups. You might be quite satisfied with what you've achieved, what you achieved in the past cycle. You may have had some really good opportunities. You may have felt very inspired. Again, success with the Six of Wands and a sense of security, but more so first and foremost within yourself, and then that can be carried out externally as well. I'll just get one more. You may feel a great sense of satisfaction with the cycle that you've been in, or at the time you felt really satisfied, and whether that's the case or not, you may at least know now going forward into the next cycle, you know what you want, what opportunities you want to pursue, what inspires you, and what you're working towards in terms of going forwards. But it does look like you had a very successful cycle. Knight of Swords. Even if there was a lot of hard work and heavy stuff and burden involved, there's the satisfaction as well, but it could just be simple satisfaction that you got through it, to be honest, that you survived and you were strong. I mean, again, going back to that survival skills in the jungle, if you were in the jungle and you were on your own and you survived, I think you'd be pretty damn proud of yourself for doing that, wouldn't you? Knight of Swords, let's see what that's about. For someone, I feel like that Knight of Swords represents knowing who you are. That one of the things you learned is that you know who you are, and that you were able to, again, that feeling of being secure within yourself and knowing who you are despite whatever you might have been through with the Three of Swords there. I think that Page of Wands feels like knowing that you can take on any challenge because you know who you are and that you feel secure within yourself. But it's also being ready for the next challenges because you've done so well. Okay, let's look at the next card. I can see a very specific message in here for someone I know with that Six of Wands and Nine of Pentacles. That's someone specifically being celebrated by others and observed by others. So well done you. You know who you are. So Page of Cups as a challenge. Right. Page of Cups as a challenge. What does this mean for the viewer, for the Aquarian? Five of Pentacles. Page of Swords, the Star. So this is a current challenge. King of Wands. Knight of Cups. Let's get something for the Page of Swords. It doesn't look that bad, to be honest. Let me just see what the Page of Swords says. Yes, okay. Okay, one of the things that comes up with the Page of Swords is there might be certain opportunities as a currently that come up for you and you're not sure which opportunities to take or whether or not to trust them or whether or not they'll help you to progress. If there's not opportunities there, it might be that there's something that specific that you want to pursue and you might be a little bit uncertain of how to move forward in that. You might not feel like you have enough information, that you don't know enough in terms of communication. The communication might be kind of lacking in some way. And that's a bit of a block to the situation in order to get the happiness that you want. It might be something to do with expression of emotion as well. I mean, with the King of Cups, we say that the King of Cups can keep their emotions to themselves. So in terms of yourself or other people, someone might not be fully expressing their emotions. I was reading stuff actually today. I had a specific reason for this. I was reading up about passive aggressiveness, and that comes to mind here as well, possibly with passive aggressiveness, where someone doesn't fully express how they feel or their needs, and then just they can end up being quite sarcastic, or you can't get the full picture. This could be you actually. You could be passive aggressive, although Aquarius, don't know about that with Aquarius, because typically Aquarius wouldn't really, I don't know actually, anything can happen. We're not all a stereotype, so yeah. But yeah, the communication could be lacking, or it could be information that's lacking, but something may be lacking to move things along. Oh, and the Page of Cups can be emotions and expression, but it's immature in itself, isn't it? So it could be immature. It can be new feelings and new expression, but it can also be immature too. Yeah, so overall it looks like there's a bit of something lacking here that needs to be known or needs to be said to move things along. Okay. So whether that is from you or someone else. Okay. I mean, we have got the Hanged Man here. That's an external influence. So if there is someone else involved in going into this new cycle with you, it can be that they are silent, to be frank. That's one way of putting it. Silent, closed off. That's one thing that comes to mind. Let's see what else comes up through the clarifiers for that. Just bear with me a minute. Something else is coming in. It can be overall, if it's not someone else, that push from spirit, universe, whatever you want to call it, for you to surrender, for you to sacrifice, for you to develop even more, especially spiritually. That can be what it's about. Let's see what comes out with the clarifiers. No, that's too much. Look, there's somebody really could be a relationship going on here. Look at that. the Lovers, the Two of Cups, the Page of Cups, and the Knight of Wands. But I'm not going to take these, I'll put these back and try again. But I will say, if it's relationship related, again, Page of Cups, Knight of Wands, that's kind of an immature energy. You've got the Lovers and the Two of Cups, so it would be that the feelings are very much there. There's a connection there for sure. But there's a little bit of, it looks like there's a little bit of immaturity there. So it might be that maturity, so somewhere here, more maturity is required. Okay. So Hanged Man, let's try that again. Right, Page of Cups is back. Page of Cups just keeps coming out, doesn't it? Might be someone's required to surrender in terms of being vulnerable as well. That might be a well, Five of Wands is a challenge. Whether it's, well, it's an external factor. So it could be that someone else is required to be more vulnerable. But it could also be, as I say, like the universe or spirit or whatever pushing you to be more vulnerable. Or open to something, emotionally especially. We've got the Empress. And the Empress is, and the King of Cups are emotionally mature, aren't they? I mean, she would be more expressive than him. The only difference with him is obviously has more restraint. So he can express, but he's going to take his time. He'll do it when he's ready, whereas she's just going to be open and let it all out, isn't she? And then we have the Four of Swords. So on the other hand, this can also be where you're being encouraged. So it can be that there needs to be more emotional maturity and expression, but it could also be, because the Page of Cups is immature expression, it's very I think love bombing could pretend, well, it could be love bombing actually. That could be an issue here, that somebody's being love bombed and it's hard to tell if it's real or not. But it can also be, you know, like in situations where you oversharing. That's the thing that comes to mind with the Four of Swords here. And my throat has gone tickly for some reason. Anytime there's a communication issue in a reading, my throat starts to go funny if it comes out of nowhere. It could be warning someone not to overshare and to just take their time to make sure that they express maturely. Giving things time to develop. So there's quite a few different ways this can go. You know, obviously it's a general reading, so take it as it resonates for you, whether it is about surrendering, allowing things to develop more, or whether this is an issue for someone else that you're involved with. If it's that you are involved with someone whose communication is immature, first of all, you may have to kind of take the lead and use your maturity to communicate with them and express how you feel, and what your needs are. You may have to be patient with them if they can't do that in the same way that you can, if they can't communicate as well as you can, if you are the better communicator. I mean, obviously you want to have your boundaries in there, and you don't want to let someone take advantage of you, but you may need to be more compassionate with them. But hopefully you'll be able to judge that. You'll be able to judge whether it is just a case of needing more patience, or if it's just that they're taking the piss with you. Hopefully you'll be able to judge that. Let's have a look at that King of Cups just to see if it can give us anything else. Because sometimes the reasons people communicate are not effective in communication and with expressing emotions and whatever in relationships is because of past experiences they've been through. Not all the time. Sometimes they are just being an asshole. But yeah, the things that happen in the past can affect the way people behave in their current relationship. So we've got the Six of Cups, Page of Pentacles. This looks like someone who's not a very great communicator, to be honest. With the Six of Cups, Page of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles there. It looks like someone who's unsure of themselves, of how much to give. So whether that is you or someone else. Let's have a look at the Four of Swords. Page of Pentacles. That's self-care. Four of Swords. Queen of Pentacles is self-care, self-protection, self-worth. So whether someone else is yeah, boundaries, Seven of Wands. Whether someone else feels that way and they're trying to protect themselves in their involvement with you, or you're needing to do that with them. Hopefully you can assess which way it is. That feels like a message in itself, to be honest. So that may only be for one person. I would say overall, with the Hanged Man being there, I would say patience is required overall, regardless of whether the situation is to do the relationship or not. Even if you do, there is a need to surrender. I think there's an element of patience needed as well. And what are we in? We're in Virgo. Yeah, that's come up a few times. I think with it being Virgo season, there probably is a theme of patience being needed all round. Happiness and manifestations and things can't be rushed. So looking at this here. So this is what you need to be more aware of. Anything that's it could be something that you don't already know, or something that you're not acknowledging. Someone may not be aware of or acknowledging how deeply they feel about something from their past, with that Six of Cups being there. Yeah, further investigation needed with the Hermit card. No. Okay, try that again. Oh my God, yes or no? No, that's too much. Right, I'm going to try that again because that was just chaotic. Right, one more attempt. Ace of Cups, Six of Cups, please. Right, there we go. Oh God, Page of... Oh, was that already there? Yeah, that was already there. Right, we have Judgment. Yeah, something from the past. It's reviewing emotions or a situation from the past. There's like more investigation needed. So we've got the Judgment card, the Ten of Pentacles, the Two of Swords. There's something around the connection between emotions and feelings of security. Again, can be relationship issues because the Ten of Pentacles can be commitment. So could someone be a commitment phobe? That's one thought that comes up, whether it is you or someone else. Let's see what comes after that Two of Swords. And even if it's not commitment to relationships, it can be commitment to anything in life. Yeah, fear of getting hurt with that Ten of Swords. That's two minds. That's two truths. Commit, and then the fear of getting hurt as well. So again, whether it is related, it may be relationships, or it may be something else, like committing to a new path, committing to a new job, committing to buying a new house even. But there's yeah, there's a need to look in more depth at the feelings, be more aware of how you feel about that and investigate. Let's get something for the Hermit, see if there's anything specific. So Death card. Someone may need to specifically contemplate how something significant ended for them in the past, and the I'd feel like saying reasons, but the ins and outs of how something ended and the impact it had on them and their emotions. Because that is important in going into the new cycle. Right, King. Oh, okay. I would say part of the investigation will show someone how an ending impacted their sense of security, their sense of independence, their sense of peace, how their ego, even with the Five of Swords being there, their sense of self-worth. And that's, again, that's important for going into the next cycle. Because it said in the Moon card, didn't it, you don't want to repeat the same old patterns or go through the same cycles again. So going through that investigation and fully understanding everything will help you to go into the next cycle. Because you're ready for it. Even you might not be in it yet, but you're definitely ready for it. But as I say, it looks like you did well in the previous cycle, but there's always work to do. There's always something to do. And obviously in each cycle, there's different lessons in each cycle. So you might have successfully completed your previous cycle and then the next one is, right, now we're going to do this. Lesson 101 is done. Now we're on 102. So you might have done 101 right and it's now time for 102. So the new cycle could be that emotional investigation. You may have had a very successful cycle of reaching practical goals, physical goals, and have had recognition and truths about that. And now this one might be a more emotional cycle for you, possibly. You might want to see where that Pisces full moon hits in your birth chart as well, which house it's in, because that might give you a big clue in terms of all of this. So let's get you a card for the future energy. What's the future energy here for Aquarius? Six of Swords, moving on, a new journey. We know that already. And there's I've said it a million times, so yeah. If you don't already know, I always feel like this is the Hermit, you're in a hermit, and that's what's sacred to you, and you're taking that, the Hermit, you're guiding yourself with your inner hermit onto your journey, onto your new journey. And the Hermit was, where was it? There, he's there. So this is a future energy going forward into that journey. What's in that box may be the hidden emotions that need to be investigated, but let's look at the guidance for you, if it'll come out. So guidance for Aquarius. I feel like saying check the ego, and I feel harsh saying that, but that's the thought that's coming in, is check in with your ego, just to see if there is anything residual emotionally that's impacting your ego. So let's get something for the Six of Swords. Right, we've got the Seven of Pentacles, which can be a card of assessment, which we've kind of already said. So assessing as you go on your journey, as you go through your journey in the future. I mean, it's movement anyway, so that's a good thing. You're not blocked. It doesn't look like you're blocked or anything. You're moving along nicely at a steady pace and doing what needs to be done. And what is there again? After I said it, the moon is so prominent in these cards. It's insane, isn't it? Is the Seven of Pentacles a Virgo card? I kind of feel like it is. It might be. I can't, without checking the book, I'm not 100% certain, but it kind of feels like a Virgo connected card, and we are, as I'm doing this, we're in Virgo season. But yeah, it's it looks like good steady progression, to be honest, in the future on this new cycle, new journey. Two of Cups. Let's get one after that. If it's relationship related for you, it looks like you might be making good steady progress in a romantic relationship without having to rush. And I was just thinking about the Leo. The Leo reading was a bit of a 2 steps forward, 1 step back kind of reading. So I don't know if you have a connection to Leo or something in your chart. Knight of Wands. Let's get one more. That to me, Knight of Wands and Page of Wands together, is keeping an open mind. So there's a steady progression here. But whatever you're connecting with, it's keeping an open mind, taking things in a new direction and keeping an open mind as well as you go. You might even be learning new things as you go along too. Well, hopefully you'll be learning new things as you go along too. So let's look at that Five of Swords where I said it might be about checking in with the ego. Let's see. The Devil wanted to come out then, by the way. So 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups, 10 of Cups. I feel like saying it's great to want your own happiness. But if there's anyone... I just got a weird ringing in my ears then. If anyone else is involved, be considerate of their happiness as well. That's what I feel like saying. Let's see what else comes out for that. Or it might even be for some, if you've been in a bit of a people-pleasing vibe, it might be the opposite, that to not let anyone else's demands interfere with your happiness as well. So it's 2 different ends of the spectrum. So we have the Four of Wands, we have the High Priestess again. Pisces, that Pisces energy is strong. Is anyone dealing with a Pisces, by the way? Right, let's just get something for that High Priestess. the Devil, the Nine of Swords, King of Pentacles. Right. One thought that's coming in with that High Priestess is, so this does relate to the ego as well. Again, it doesn't have to be just relationships, but I'll use the relationship thing as an example since that keeps coming in so strongly. If you're involved with people, getting involved with someone, be careful when you're being discerning and consider whether it is your actual intuition or whether it's your ego. You know, like say if you're involved with someone and you're having trouble trusting or something like that. I mean, obviously you trust your own intuition and stuff before anything else, but just saying, just watch out for that if it is your intuition that's telling you something's wrong or if it's your ego that's telling you something is wrong. Is it fear? Because the Devil can be fear, can't it? Is it fear? Fear and ego are connected, or is it genuinely your intuition? Okay, I don't think there's anything else I can add to that. And I feel like saying as well, use what you've learned from the past cycle. You know, it because it looks like you've had such a happy, successful, or whatever you want to call it, or successes in your past cycle. You know how to create your own sense of satisfaction. You know how to create your own sense of joy, happiness. You know how to share happiness with others. You know what your desires are. You've created your own sense of security and stability, and you know how to do that. You know how to do that. You know how that feels. So use that. Don't let the fear rob you and someone else of happiness. But still, obviously, be discerning. And if you really think there are massive red flags, then don't ignore it. But just be careful. Right, I'm going to get you a final oracle card now. And then on the other hand, obviously, I think I've said it anyway. If you really, you know, I've said it anyway. Yeah, if you really think there are red flags, trust your intuition. Let's get the final card for Aquarius. If it wants to come out anytime today. So it says not a leaf ending. 26. And it said, no, I was going to say it's a 10, then it's not, it's an 8. 6 and 2 is 8, so that's progression. So 26. So the transformation, I like this. Transformation card says, the seasons change along your journey. The full culmination of summer comes to an end. The trees shed their beautiful glories and a wild blaze of colours ensues. A promise, a wish, a hope. This is not the end. It is transition to be reborn again. In each leaf is a promise. Each colour provides a view. The end is the beginning of something new. And in this realisation, the leaves do stir. Whipping wildly in the wind, the leaf unicorn is unfurled. Travel, the meditation says, travel alongside the leaf unicorn in the wind as the chilly autumn air whisks you along the path in a flurry of activity and colour and sound. Crunch through the leaves, shiver in the gust, enjoy the colour. Change is life, transition is a must. The affirmation says, the end is the beginning. I transition with ease, beauty and grace. The action says, no matter what the season, take time to appreciate the great changes all around us. In the leaves, in the seasons, in the time, in our hearts. Journal about your change of season, or meditate, or write poetry. Change is the mother of new birth and a new dawn. Transition on. I can't add anything to that because we had the death card, we've got the cycles card. There's literally nothing for me to add. So thank you very much for watching the video, Aquarius. Have a great September. I'll be back in a couple of weeks for the mid-month check-ins. So have a great week. Have a great day. Take care.